Hello everyone, I am going to look at the first of the two dimensionals that have just been released. So I'm looking at Shuna first. So like I just said, Shuna is a new dimensional hero, also an intelligence-based hero. The class is support, and the primary role is buff, so hopefully seeing a lot of buffs here. So let's start by looking at the ultimate skill is called Holy Gospel. At the start of battle, Shuna puts her palms together and applies 1 stack of magic overwrite on all enemy heroes. This effect does not consume energy. When an enemy hero casts their ultimate for the first time, the magic overwrite is consumed and their ultimate is cancelled. And this has a passive ability to it. Shuna does not gain energy. Instead, the energy she receives is converted into an equivalent amount of magic elements. When Shuna casts other skills, she uses 200 magic element points to grant allied heroes 1 stackable Sorcerer's Blessing effect. When an allied hero receives damage or health loss equal to 15% of their max health or suffers a control effect, 1 stack of Sorcerer's Blessing can be consumed to offset the damage or control effect. Each hero can receive a max of 7 stacks of Sorcerer's Blessing and they cannot be dispelled. So the level 2, the amount of magic elements spent for granting Sorcerer's Blessing effect on an allied hero is reduced to 100 points, and level 3 Shuna's energy recovery rate is increased by 30 for the entire battle. So canceling the enemy's ultimate skills, canceling their first ultimate skill that they use, which can be very useful. Also the Sorcerer's Blessing, offsetting the damage or control effect applied to the allied heroes. So overall, this ultimate skill sounds pretty powerful. Let's go ahead and look at the second skill, which is called Magical Sphere. Shuna casts a magical sphere around herself that lasts for 5 seconds. Enemy heroes within the sphere's range have their magic efficiency reduced by 60 and take damage equal to 300% of Shuna's attack rating per second. Meanwhile, she grants up to 4 stacks of Sorcerer's Blessings to the nearest allied hero who does not possess the maximum amount of Sorcerer's Blessings. The level 2, the duration of the sphere is extended to 7 seconds. Level 3, received healing of allied heroes within the sphere's range is increased by 50. And level 4, Shuna grants herself 1 stack of Sorcerer's Blessing that does not consume magic elements. So reducing the magic efficiency of the enemy heroes when they're in the sphere, also allowing the enemies to take quite a bit of damage per second. So if you're taking into consideration that the duration of the magic sphere can be extended to 7 seconds and 300% damage per second, if the enemies are in the sphere for that long, that could be a lot of damage. And also more stacks of the Sorcerer's Blessings to the allied heroes. So let's look at the third skill. It is called Culinary Talents. Shuna prepares 3 dishes, distributing them to 3 allied heroes with the lowest health percentage and granting them up to 3 stacks of Sorcerer's Blessing. Each dish heals the allied hero for 150% of Shuna's attack rating. With the level 2, the amount of health restored by each dish is increased to 200% of Shuna's attack rating. Level 3, the number of dishes prepared by Shuna is increased to 4. And then we have the first engraving skill. Damage taken by allied heroes who have received dishes is reduced by 50% in the next 8 seconds. So doing a lot of healing here with the dishes. So I'm assuming since with the level 3 the dishes are increased to 4, then that will be applied to all 4 allied heroes. So potentially healing your entire team besides Shuna. Then also with the engraving skill, doing quite a bit of damage reduction for the allied heroes that have had the dishes. And looking at the final skill, this one is called Counter Spell. Shuna observes changes in surrounding magic elements, casting a counterspell on herself for 5 seconds while granting up to 3 stacks of Sorcerer's Blessings to the allied hero who suffered the highest damage and does not possess the maximum amount of Sorcerer's Blessings. During this time, Shuna is immune to control effects from enemies, and the enemies that cast control effects on her have a 50% chance of being inflicted with the same effect for 6 seconds. With the level 2, for enemies who have inflicted control effects on Shuna, the probability of them receiving equal control effects is increased to 80%. Level 3, the duration of the counterspell is increased to 7 seconds. And then with the second engraving skill, every 2 times a counter effect is triggered, during Counterspell, Shuna receives 20 insight points. So Shuna can be immune to control effects during this counter spell, and also enemies that cast control effects will have a certain percentage of being inflicted with that same control effect. So with the level 2, that is increased to 80%, which is a pretty big percentage. Most of the time that will be inflicted on the enemy. With this second engraving skill, it'll kind of depend on how long the battle lasts. If the battle doesn't last for a very long time, I don't see this being very useful, but if the battle lasts for a long time, I think this could be pretty useful here. So let's look at the signature item. So this signature item is called Scarlet Jade Hair Tie. So when unlocking the signature item, whenever an allied hero's Sorcerer's Blessing effect is consumed, Shuna recovers 50 magic elements. At plus 10, whenever an allied hero's Sorcerer's Blessing effect is consumed, Shuna's magic element recovery increases to 80. At plus 20, when an allied hero possesses Sorcerer's Blessings, their attack rating is increased by 35%. With plus 30, when an allied hero possesses Sorcerer's Blessings, their attack rating is increased by 55%. And then the plus 40 signature item, after Shuna has cast Sorcerer's Blessings 4 times cumulatively on her allied heroes, no magic elements will be spent the next time she casts it. So this is where part of the buff comes from. With the allied heroes, buffs their attack rating whenever they possess Sorcerer's Blessings. I also like with the plus 40, after 4 Sorcerer's Blessings, she will not use magic elements the next time she casts this. So overall, a pretty good signature item. Let's go over to the exclusive furniture. And this one is called Divine Wishes. At the 3 of 3 for every allied hero within range of a magical sphere, Shuna's healing is increased by 25 points. And the 9 of 9 furniture, each time Shuna heals or grants Sorcerer's Blessing to an allied hero 2 times cumulatively, most of that hero's debuffs are additionally dispelled. So not only bringing in buffs, but also bringing in some debuffs here. Getting rid of most of the hero's debuffs, and also giving Shuna more healing when allied heroes are in range of the magical sphere. And that is for every allied hero, so I'm assuming that means the maximum number of healing that Shuna can gain from this furniture is 100 points. So also a pretty good furniture there as well. Overall, looking at Shuna, I think she could be a pretty good hero. There isn't a lot that sticks out to me though, not too much. There is a little bit of buffs like the primary role said here. Also a little bit of healing there as well. I can't wait to see some testing of her. Hopefully we can see some usefulness out of her in some areas of the game. And if you like this video, then make sure to click the like button. Also subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video from me. And also comment what do you think about Shuna. And thanks for watching.